Welcome, people. I want to start this video out by saying all constitutional rights invoked now waived. All constitutional rights invoked now waived. I just want to let my viewers know that this judge here is Allison Bachus, and we talked about the activities that she was involved in concerning my cases. She was the judge over my cases in the Arizona Superior Court. Now, she has been successfully removed. I put a motion in to remove her off the case, and for some reason the motion was denied, which it shouldn't have been, right along with the rest of the motions in the case. All the motions were denied in both cases. In both cases that she resided over. So she has been removed. We have a new judge, and we are marching on forward to the pathway of justice, to get justice for these matters that was before her court. This is an example of when someone try to make it look like you're not going to get the justice, or you're not going to get the result that you are due. You have to keep believing it no matter what, and you have to keep fighting. And what she did was pitiful. It was embarrassing to the entire Arizona Superior Court. It was embarrassing to the rule of law. It was just downright fraud. Fraud upon the court. Very embarrassing. She spit in the face of justice. And this is the type of activity that we must stand against. We must stand against this. This is going on in the state courts and in the federal district courts, where they are just disregarding invocations of constitutional rights, and they all have a oath of office to that, and so they can't just ignore their oath. When they go in violation of their oath, it's going to be consequences. Whether they believe it or not is one thing. It does not matter. If it didn't matter, then they wouldn't have to sign the oath of office. The oath of office is saying primarily you are going to stand with the Constitution. So you can't take state laws and cite them against invocations of the Constitution. You have to make sure that you are in parameters of those constitutional rights while performing your duties. And she did not do that. She did what she wanted to do, and she just basically operated in concert with the bad guys, and she vitiated everything on the record of both cases. So, she's liable. She's liable for damages to me in her individual capacity. And the county of Maricopa is liable for the acts committed that she committed in concert with the state officials and the defendants. You can't tell a person in court, she told me, if you don't take the settlement, you're going to be dealing with the Court of Appeals. That's coercion. You can't do that. And that's just one of the reasons to get her off the case. The second reason is the fraud upon the court for the ex parte communication. There's evidence to show that she had ex parte communication. You can look at the activity that she did, and it suggests that she had ex parte communication just basically on how she ruled and how she did everything. It was bias and prejudice going on, and she needs to be removed, and that's an example. And hopefully she's indicted and placed away in prison for the rest of her life, because she needs to be set out as an example that you can't just do what you want to do. She wasted my whole year of 2022, and she was on her way with wasting 2023. We haven't gotten down to the merits of the case in the lottery situation. We haven't even gotten down to the merits of the case. She just pushed everything out, pushed it all out, and allowed the defendants to lie and do what they want to do. So now hopefully we can get the justice and get the case going forward, according to the merits of the case, and cut out all this Tom and Jerry bullshit. Okay? Next thing, I just want to say that I want to thank Katie Hobbs for doing that, because, they need to be cleaned up down there. The thing that they did with Melissa Julian, the declaratory relief that we requested, that we put in for, that should have been ruled on. They sat on that too. So the reason why they did all that, because they know that I'm right. Okay, and they know that they can't win. So what they do, they just abuse me in the process and try to eliminate any ability to litigate the matters that's before them because they don't have an argument. They can't win. They can't say it didn't happen. They can't say it's not true. They can't say it. Okay, they were caught while we were litigating in court in a separate incident, which is also have been filed. Okay, they operate in concert with state and federal officials, and this maggot needs to be put in jail, and justice needs to be brought accordingly to this situation so it can be shut down and so we can move forward. This is exactly why I said the federal government need to come in, make them pay what they need to pay, and shut the shit down, because it's a waste of resources. They know they did what they did. They know what they got going on. They know what they tried to have this judge to do. They got her in trouble. And like I said, they're going to get a whole bunch of people in trouble trying to, sabotage my approach to justice. They're going to get a lot of people's legacy and livelihoods snatched away from them for being in their feelings and ignoring the rule of law and ignoring the United States Constitution that they are bound by. You don't get to take a law that's created by Congress, or you don't get to take a law that's created by the state legislature, which is basically the state's version of Congress. You don't get to use those mechanisms to turn off and decide that you're not going to uphold no constitutional right. You don't get to do that. When you do, there will be consequences that you probably never seen before, and consequences that will show the people that faith can be placed in the United States Constitution, and justice is there to be had regardless of how somebody feel. I told this judge over and over to stay out your feelings. If you get in your feelings, you're going to go to jail. You're going to be going to jail right along with the rest of the crooks. That's what I said. When you go back to the videos and you listen to them, you can see that she's been warned. I told her. All the filings that I filed with her, she was placed on notice that we were invoking the Constitution. What she did, she ignored it. She didn't care. She violated it. She violated Title 18 U.S.C. 241, Title 18 U.S.C. 242, 42 U.S.C. 1983, and the RICO law, and she must be held accountable, and justice will be rendered. And like I said, I want to give thanks to Katie Hobbs, because Katie Hobbs put new people in the Arizona Superior Court because it needed to. I don't know what they had going on down there. I don't know what kind of allegiance and what kind of third-party allegiance they have, but obviously they had some, because she wasn't doing what she was supposed to do. She wasn't doing what she swore to do, okay? You have an oath to the Constitution. That's a contract to my rights, which means that when I come in there and I stand before you, you are contracted to look at any invocation of the Constitution primary over all issues. You don't get to help the opposing counsel and the opposing side to usurp constitutional right to turn it off. You learned a hard lesson, and give yourself a big pat on the back. Give yourself a real nice big pat on the back. This is a lesson learned for you. You don't get to do what you want to do. You don't get to do what you want to do, okay? You're going to do what you swore to do. I didn't make this stuff up. I didn't write the Constitution. I'm not the one that signed your oath of office. You signed it, okay? If you didn't want to do it, you shouldn't have signed no oath of office. You should be careful what you put your signature on. Okay, so now you're going to understand what that oath of office mean. That oath of office mean you fucked up. That's what you did. You fucked up. And now you're going to be held accountable. And the rest of the judges that's sitting back on the sideline in their feelings, they need to learn. They need to understand that this is how it go, and this is how it's going to go. I don't care who told you it wasn't. I don't care what you thought you was doing. What the hell you thought you was doing? Didn't I tell you we was going to get you? Didn't I tell you? They gonna rule and say she can't be taken off. How they gonna rule and say you can't be taken off and you violated all those canons and shit? Y'all trying to constrain the Constitution and these canons of meanings. We gonna show you that they have meanings, and we gonna show you what happened when you think you can do what you want to do. So that's what happened. So she's out of there. Her ass is off both cases, and we got a new judge, and we're gonna continue to do what we're gonna do, and we're gonna continue to look forward to justice. We don't give a damn how you feel. We don't care how your friends feel. We don't care how your bootleg feel. We don't care about how nobody feel. We didn't write those laws. Those laws is in place for you to abide by and for them to be upheld. When you feel like you don't want to do that, you can take your ass to jail. Now, be careful what the fuck you sign. Be careful what you sign. You signed the oath of office and you swore that you would uphold it, and you didn't. You in breach, you in violation, and you in violation of those said titles that I mentioned, and your ass need to be placed in jail as an example. Right along with John Tucci, right along with Douglas Leroy Reyes, and Magistrate Metcalf, and the rest of the people at Arizona District Court that feel like they want to do the same thing. Now, they all gonna get it. They all gonna get it, so they all gonna see this video, so they need to give themselves a nice big pat on the fucking back. Give yourself a nice big pat on the back of your livelihood going down the drain. And that's what it is.
And the sad part, you're not going to jail. You're going to prison. That way. And that's a period, bitch.
See, as you can see, the more you fuck around, the more you're gonna find out.